So today's assignment, you should be able to do this during the period and turn it into me. So I need everybody again to look up at the board right now. Please turn away from your screens, put your phones away. We're going to be doing dueling photos today. And what this means is you take two different pictures and you combine them so that they actually, like the way that you cut and crop each one, it interacts with the other. Now, we're not going to be taking these photos. Obviously, that would be like a week-long project. But what I want to do today, I want you to basically scour the net. All right? Find photos out there using Google Images and see what you guys can create. And this is the idea. Picking two pictures, cropping them in Photoshop. So you cut them, right? So that when you place them together, they fit. They interact. Now, there's a couple key principles you got to follow here. All right? Whatever shape is on the edge of your cut of whatever the photo is, it's got to line up with the other photo. And that does this perfectly right here. All right? We have the candle wick. We've got this right here, and it's the exact width of this woman. And so when you cut each one and you place them, using the Move tool in Photoshop, it works. Now, the other thing that works here is the coloring. All right. Do either of these photos, are they in color? No. All right. They're both in black and white. So you can't really have one that's in color and one that's not. So you got to make your decision how you're going to proceed. Again, this is going to take a while. I tried to do this. Before you guys came in here, I was trying to do this on my own, and it took me a good 45 minutes before I found something that I really liked. Here's another example. Okay, they got a picture. Again, the backgrounds are similar, so that really works in the favor of the artist here. We have black backgrounds. We have somebody pouring milk, and then we have this rope right here. Again, the edges line up perfectly. Now, if you were taking these photos, you could work that out yourself. But again, today we're just going to do this roughly using images that you can find on the net. Now, not only is the background the same color in these two photos, but the object itself is on the same color scheme. Right? So we have the banana and the pencil both using the same exact color. And you can do this in Photoshop. You can change the colors around. Obviously, this bananas should be a little bit more yellow, and it's been treated in Photoshop. But there you go. You get the idea. All right? Again, the shape and the color where the objects intersect are exactly the same. That works. Now, a lot of these that you guys have seen before that I've shown you have the same background, just a plain color, but you can use other backgrounds, right? And this person found two images, or they took this photo with two on top of two grass backgrounds here, and that works. The color of this shirt or the material matches up perfectly with the grass. That one's pretty awesome. So you're going to have to get really creative today. And I don't want you to settle for something. If it's not working, I need you to dig down and try to find different images that might work out better for you. And that was the hard part for me. When I started, I found one image and I went down one road and it wasn't working, so I tried to find different images that didn't really make sense, but it ended up working at the end. Now right here, the colors don't match up on the spray can, but again, the edges do. That one's pretty cool. You could do more than just 2 pictures. Here's an example of actual advertisements that use this kind of principle. So, try that out. It doesn't have to be half of the image. You could just maybe even just take a sliver. This one, I can't remember her name. Paris Hilton, I think. And then we have the Pink Panther. Works really, really well. Now her image is in grayscale. It's black and white. And this cartoon, that's in color. It actually works. You have Charlie Chaplin and Bart Simpson. My favorite, Steve Jobs. And Where's Waldo? You guys get the idea? Yeah, any questions? Let me show you what I did, and I'm going to end this slideshow, and I'm going to put my Photoshop file up so you guys can kind of see it. All right, so I started out with Photoshop file, a blank Photoshop file. And then I went on to Google Chrome, and I got some images off of Google Chrome. Now let me show you the process for that. If I go to Google, and let's just say, oh no, let's look up a Bart Simpson. I'm going to click on images, and we have all these different images that I can choose from. Now when I click on one of these pictures, like this one, gives me a little thumbnail. Now this is the low resolution small file. If I wanted just this one picture all by itself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the preview right here, and I'm going to right click and say open image in new tab. When I do that, this gives me just that picture by itself. And then I can take that picture and I can drag it to my desktop, and it'll save it to my computer. But here's the deal. This is a small picture. Okay? And actually it tells me this is only 170 pixels by 253. So this is a really tiny picture. So when I'm looking at images on the internet, I want you to do this. Go to Tools, go to Size, and search Large Files. That way, what you get is going to be a large image that, again, when I click on this guy, now it's 723 by 1105. That's much, much bigger. I can right-click, and which option is it? Open image in new tab. Now that'll bring it up so I can drag it to my desktop. You can see it's visibly bigger. That's going to be a higher quality. So that's how I'm going to get images. Now when I have them in Photoshop, I can paste them onto my new file. And this is what I ended up doing this morning. Just from trial and error, just experimenting. It took me like, I don't know, half an hour. I thought, hey, okay, elephant, we got the trunk. That'd be kind of cool. I'm going to scale it up because the picture that I got was kind of small, so I scaled it. So it's about half the size. And then I found a picture of a really cool, literally a chair. It was this size because I thought, oh yeah, the trunk, that'll be kind of cool. And I scaled that guy up. Now, I kind of reorganized the layers, and I deleted part of the trunk. and it looked like that. Now, what's the matter here? Why isn't this image working right now? What did I tell you guys about? What are the principles? What do you guys think? Similar background and what else? It doesn't line up, right? It just doesn't. So I tried to move it around a little bit more, and then I just wasn't, because the trunk right here coming back, like, this didn't make any sense. So not only was the background kind of weird, but also my image didn't make sense. So I scrapped it, and I was like, no, maybe instead of an elephant, what about a pretzel? Oh my gosh, similar background, maybe that'll work. And I scaled it, and I moved it around, and then I cut. But it just still didn't happen for me. So you might try a few things and be really, disappointed, but I don't want you to give up. So what I did was I was just like, nope, this isn't working. What about, I don't know, a hose? And I saw the water coming out. I was like, okay, what about pasta? How about that? So I rotated it around. Oh, first I didn't stop with this, and it still didn't work. Then I thought pasta. I rotated the picture, and then I rotated this picture, and I was like, it's starting to work. Maybe. I moved it a little bit more, and now this was lining up with the water stream, but I had a blank spot right here, so I selected this area, and I content aware filled it. I filled it. And that's the image that I ended up stopping with. Okay? Again, this process took me like 45 minutes of just searching images, trying to find something that worked, but I didn't give up. And that's what I don't want you guys to get frustrated and stop. You'll be able to find stuff to work with. Okay? The last thing I'll tell you guys is in Photoshop, this is the dimension that I want you guys to do your files in, okay? I want a square picture, so we're gonna go with 1500 pixels by 1500 pixels. Resolution is gonna be 300 pixels per inch, and the background contents are gonna be transparent. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this, and I'm gonna put it up on the board so you don't have to memorize it. But this is the file size that I want you to create your image in. Okay? Everybody should be able to do this by the end of the period and turn it in. I'll create the assignment. Any questions? No? Let's get to it. All right.